Hi, Marlon. Hello. Right, so we are currently dealing with sound issues. I know what it was. There we go. Fantastic. Right, now we can turn it down a bit. That's frozen. Okay. Okay, so a couple of days ago we had to start a new server. I say had to start a new server. We didn't have to start a new server, but we got into a situation where the person who owned or co-ran or however they want to describe it, so who was a moderator basically on or admin for the server, decided to go around breaking everybody's stuff up. So I made the decision that I wasn't going to play with that type of person. And there's plenty of people who are quite happy to accept players on the server, so that's what I've done. So I ran from here to here, as you've seen me do before. Gathering stuff up along the way, and then so this server has Horde Nights, which is fine. You play the way that you want to play, but I decided I was going to hide in my car for Horde Night because nobody was online. So that's what I did, and the zombies bounced it through the world. And not only did my car disappear, but I ended up having to go through a load of rigmarole to back as well. So the joys of playing early access games. It was very frustrating at the time, so I put it down for a couple of days and then came back. So I'm a bit more fresh now, and with a little bit more patience, which is always good. So now dedicated servers do have a lot of bugs, and we're not able to sort of report every single one of them because there's so many variables to them that it's difficult to replicate. And if you do manage to replicate the end result, you don't always go through the same process to get to that end result. So we don't know whether that's the same bug and just a different way of recreating it, or whether it's a completely different bug. And we found something new. It just happens to have the same effect. So, yeah, we're going to hold off on doing anything serious until then. I did get my character up to 5 skill on everything, and then they released a server update which wiped everybody's characters back 4 days. 4 days, that's a lot of work. So, and obviously because I just transferred across from a different server, that meant that my character got reset to 0. And all of the bottles and what we would refer to as mood food, magazines, alcohol, wine, cigarettes, that sort of stuff, had all gone because obviously I'd already picked it and eaten it / used it. So, as frustrating as it is, put the game down for a couple of days, come back to it when you've got a bit more patience. That's exactly what I've done. So, I think the only frustrating thing really is that you do lose progress quite a lot in this game at the moment. Hey mate. Yeah, mate. So it's not just the ones that people have lost. It's not the first time that people have lost a lot of data, and it won't be the last because it's still classed as an early access game. So we have to suck it up and pretend it doesn't. Take a deep breath. What do we need now? So my cat wants to go out, so I'm going to go let him out. And I think so. And then I'll let you know how we're getting on with the new build and what style we're going for, because I'm not really building anything new, just a more updated version of what we've built. That was what I was going to say, folks. So, here's my mouse. When I lost my car, I had only just transferred all of the stuff from carts into the car because there is a known bug that despawns your cart every time you log out. So I thought, we're not going to get caught in that trap. We're going to pop it all in a car. So that's what I did. I had 2 carts from before the bug was introduced, before whatever broke the situation. And they were full of stuff, and then I transferred it all to a car, and then logged out, had some food, came back, guess what? Yeah, you guessed it. Both carts had despawned, so it's a good job that I did do that. Pat myself on the back, I don't mind tapping myself on the back every now and then. But then, of course, Fortnite happened, and I lost the car anyway. And that had everything in it. So that had all my mood food that was left, all my magazines that I picked up on the way over. It had loads of building materials. It had things like an inverter and a 300-watt solar panel. So some substantial stuff on this, some pretty big stuff on this. Inverter's not too bad to get. They're 10 a penny the way that I loot. Solar panel not so bad to get. I think the loot is on 2 days here, but obviously very frustrating to lose that amount of stuff. I also lost the whole cache of weapons, and then another anomaly with the cars is that if you accidentally brush them in the corner, you send it flying. So I put all my weapons in one car, accidentally brushed the corner, and it went flying into the... Whoop. Get up. There we go. Am I still overloaded? There we go. Still overloaded? Yeah, well, not so bad. So, my car was parked next to this one, but the opposite way around, so the boot is here. And as I went like that, you can see the front of that car bounced. I knocked the other car, and it decided to go for a spin. So the car is actually... You can see it there. There's the car. So that car there, has all my weapons in it. He's very frustrated. Because that is a hell of a distance. That's not just whoops. That's like bedoing. So that's what we're dealing with at the moment. We're dealing with strange anomalies. We're not getting too attached to our loot. Get to a point where we survive the big war and have decent place to live. So this is oh, that's another book that we had for a while as well. If you stood here and used it, it would then say in use. So it would drop off. Again, like that. Drop off like that. And then for the rest of the time you try to use it, it would just say in use. So I had to delete and rebuild that a couple times. That wasn't so bad because you do get the resources back. Now, tables can't move anywhere. So guess what we're having to use for storage? A little bit more reliable storage. Well, reliable storage. A little bit more reliable. Plus stamps. So silence. next time. Okay, so I think I only need 3 snaps. 1, 2. Over here. How do we pick up 5? We're gonna look. Okay, so while we're letting that go, just put it shush it for a second. Well, where do we get up to? Cart bug, different ways of duplicating the same bug. We have Horde Night on this server, it's a new server, and I need to show you the layout. So, people who play on this server don't play very much, so this day 59 has been out for a couple of weeks now. I know the server's been up for a couple of weeks. So I think when I left, it was on day 52, so they've only played for 7 game days in a 3 or 4 days. Which is fine. Everyone's prerogative is to play their own way. No point playing it if you don't enjoy it. And if you only enjoy playing it for a few hours a week, then that's absolutely fine. But what it does mean is that if I accidentally trigger a horde wave, so they had one without on day 57, which means I've got 5 days until the next one, which isn't too bad. Having said that, I think it's every 10 days, in which case I might get one in 24 hours, which will be interesting because I don't have any weapons now to defend myself with. I haven't got any traps. That's one of the bad things about having Horde Nights on dedicated servers, is that if you could not play for 6 game days and then log in on a Horde Night, and you would have no way of actually defending yourself unless you were in somebody else's base. They don't spawn on you if you are offline, but you don't get to pick and choose when or how long other people are on /offline for. Right, let's have a look. This one's on. Okay, so we're going to keep it back to basics. So in one of our last videos, I said about making the walls out of stone because it's a lot faster and a lot easier. I'm back to that now. I did forget for a little bit, got excited, got carried away, kept making wooden shacks. Wooden shacks are a little bit shit actually because of how logging works. So you log a tree, you pull 10 logs, you click on a foundation plate, and you lose more than half of them. So I think these big bags can hold 13 logs, but that's still only like 2 foundation plates and a support beam, so it just takes ages to then have to turn them into boards and whack them in the walls as well. Whereas the stone stacks to 5, and obviously you've got loads of inventory space. I haven't actually counted how many you can get in there at the moment, but obviously it's a lot more than you're bringing back a lot more per session than you are bringing back wood to turn into boards, logs to turn into boards. So still have to make the planks. Still have to, well, I like the wooden support beams, so I'll make a choice to have those. I quite like that. I don't like that. I think that's wrong. I think that's offset weird. Looks alright from the inside, so maybe. I know, yeah, it's offset. Sort that out. Okay, so now usually I'd have the stairs here attaching to that beam there. But this time I've decided to do something a little bit different. So we still have our storeroom. This will be our storeroom, attached to the side of the main base, separate from it. And we have our little car garage, carport thing. There, that is made of wood. Purely because I wanted it to. So this will be the steps up onto the back. Obviously this means we can put extra posts here, and then that'll give us the extra room for the barns, which will go on top of the roof in their various different configurations. So yeah, there we go. We've got a little porchy thing because I got fed up with the front of the house looking really shit. And when you're on the top, you can take a dive, and if you land on the porch, one of these, then you don't, or you're less likely to take fall damage. Obviously, depending on how high you fall. If you're falling from 1,000,000 miles away, you're always going to take fall damage regardless. So there we go. So pop that in. 8 logs. That's almost a whole tree. In fact, it is a whole tree because you get 8 logs and 3 sticks on the one top. 10 logs for a normal tree. A lot of people don't bother picking up that 10th log because you have to destroy the trunk. So, you know. And it's winter. Ordinary. So, what we need bricks to. That was another thing that I lost when my car went missing, was tons of logs. All my backpacks, tons of logs. Very upsetting. I do like this area. This area has all the stuff that we need. There are better places for particular items, but between this industrial site, the oil wells, and the police station, you can get most of everything that you need. I think the only issue that I'm having is that occasionally I need a bit of silver. There's only 9 logs on that one. Oh no. There's 11 logs on that one. Interesting. Yeah, occasionally I need a bit more silver than I can get in this place, so maybe a trip or two to the industrial sites. There's a couple of places that you can get silver ore, and then obviously you smelt the ore into. What do you smelt it into? That stuff. You know what I mean? Yeah, smelt it into blocks, and then you smelt the blocks into ingots. And everybody's happy. It's just a bit of a faff though, because you can you can pick up silver blocks when you go to the industrial sites. Alternatively, you can go to the silver mine, which I can't remember where is off the top of my head. You'll probably see me pop there shortly. There was one mine, and I think it's the limestone mine. I'll go there. So make one trip to the limestone mine. That gives you get all the limestone for the glass to make your greenhouses with. Go to the silver mine, and that will get you all of the what will it get you all of the stuff, yeah. Yeah, so you need silver ingots to make delicate parts, which I think have been renamed to advanced now. So you need silver ingots to make advanced parts, and you need quite a few advanced parts later on. So if you pick it up from an early position, like I always try and pick any silver ore up that I have. You can see I do collect ore as I'm going along if I've got bag space. I don't bother smelting iron, and I don't bother smelting steel if I don't need to, unless I'm getting up my metallurgy, or if I just need a couple and I don't want to go out and farm iron weapons or anything. And that's literally because you can disassemble items, so weapons and the other things. Ooh. So you pick up something like a steel pick, you disenchant it into a steel bar, one of them, ingot. Pick up an iron pick, you can disenchant it into an iron ingot, and you get all your silver to make those. Bob's your uncle's fantasy around. Oh, this is the most boring part of the game. Sit here watching it. I very much suggest going and getting yourself a cup of coffee. It's a good time to play with my cat and dog. Because they like to jump all over me when I'm playing. Right. I don't think anyone's watching this live, so press right on your keyboard. Good choice. Oh, do this. You skipped enough 5 seconds for the screen to bug it up. It should only be a couple of seconds actually, because I need one to learn electric wire. And as soon as I've learned that, I lost all my picking schematics. I need to go and get all my schematics back. Oh. They're also in the car. How did I end up with no water? Ooh, spares. So we do actually need the electric furnace. Solar and thermal are the ones that we want the most. We will build a battery. I have a motor. I'm just going to get it. So thermal. Should be able to make most things already. Ooh, absolutely knackered. Oh dear. Right then. We'll be back in a bit. Oh, I really need to get some stuff done. Really sorry. It's an emergency. Back later.